Hi, my name's Samuel Morris and I have Tourette's. I was asked to write a speech for a school project and I chose to write this. I have Tourette's, as some of you may already know, but what actually is it? I'm here today to talk to you about Tourette's syndrome and some myths and facts about it. I really need to stop saying Tourette's now. Tourette's syndrome is a disorder where someone makes involuntary sounds and twitches repeatedly. The founder of it is a man called Gilles de la Tourette, who got shot in the head, but didn't actually die. Tourette's come and go. 1 month, someone could be constantly twitching and squeaking. The next, they could be nodding and humming a few times a day. Another thing you should know is, don't stay away from someone because they have Tourette's and you don't want to catch it. All you'll succeed in doing is making yourself look a bit silly, because Tourette's isn't an illness, it's not contagious. But someone with Tourette's might copy a movement, turning it into a tic. Also, Tourette's isn't even that rare. 1 in every 100 children have it or some type of tic. Wait, so 1 in every 100 children have blood-sucking insects on their legs, you may ask. No. Tics are repeated sudden movements that can be vocal, like squeaking and humming, or physical, like nodding or shrugging. Tourette's, however, is diagnosed when someone has both physical and vocal tics for over a year. There are also many things that lots of people get wrong about Tourette's. One of the most common misconceptions is, all people with Tourette's are dangerous, could suddenly attack you at any moment and swear randomly. Have I ever attacked you? No. However, I'm not saying that this is never true. This is called coprolalia. Coprolalia is another syndrome that about 10 to 15% of people with Tourette's have. If you have coprolalia, you may swear at random times. Even so, try to remember to be kind to people with it. They're not trying to be offensive, and they can't help it. Another thing people get wrong is people with Tourette's can stop ticking at any time and only tick to be annoying, disruptive, and distracting. This is 100% wrong. People with Tourette's don't want to tick, they just can't stop themselves. Also, I once had a Zoom call during lockdown with a specialist about my Tourette's, and she said that telling someone to stop ticking or even mentioning Tourette's to them will just make them tick more. A lot of you might be wondering what it's like to have Tourette's. Well, it varies for different people. Some might not even notice and be fine with it, whereas others may have it pretty severely and could even be in pain. I, for one, have pretty severe Tourette's. When I was about 10 or 11, I went through a period where I was virtually ticking non-stop. 2 of the main ones were when I clenched my stomach and when I nodded my head. These were causing me a lot of pain. The worst part was, most of the time I didn't even know I was ticking. Actually, I've probably been ticking all throughout this speech. At the moment, the most annoying tic for me is, when writing, I go over all the dots again and again and again. It really slows my writing down. You may also be wondering what actually causes Tourette's. It's usually genetic. My late Papa Tony had Tourette's, so I probably got it from him. Something that makes people with Tourette's tick more is what is going on around them. For example, it's really common for fear and being nervous to make people tick a lot. However, it's not just negative emotions that make people tick. If someone has Tourette's and gets really excited or happy, this can also make them tick more. This is good and all, you may be thinking, but if someone has Tourette's, why don't they just get the cure? There actually is a really simple answer to that. There isn't a cure. There is medicine that you can take which helps to calm tics down. However, this is not a permanent cure. You can't just have to wait for Tourette's to pass sometimes. There are also many ways to calm Tourette's without using medicine, such as meditation and deep breathing. I know from experience that these work. Thank you all so much for listening. I hope you have learned something new from this speech and will bear all these facts in mind. Thank you again for listening. I hope you've enjoyed this speech.